Very good afternoon to all those who are present here today. We are once again here for the live session, and the course, as you all know, is Understanding Incubation and Entrepreneurship. And here we are at the day two of this particular course, rather session two of this particular course. And as we have all seen in the last class as well, that every session is very power packed. It has a number of slides, includes a presentation which captures a lot of aspects, and then we arrive upon to our set of 10 questions, and we discuss them. We take the opinion of the group every time to understand what is the opinion of the learners, and eventually we proceed with understanding what is the correct answer of this question, validated by the content which has been provided. And that's how we try and learn the week specific assignments, right? So, like in the previous class, I'll do the same things here as well. I'll firstly introduce myself, and those of you who are interested to please introduce themselves, you may please raise your hand, and we can reach up to you, and you can please introduce yourself. Just one or two sentences. What is your name? What is your background? What is your current occupation? Whether you are a student or a faculty member or an entrepreneur already, and where are you located? Right. So only these things we would like to know from you guys. And so those of you who are interested, please raise your hand in the chat box, and uh, you know I'll take out your name, and then you can unmute and speak. So meanwhile, let me start. My name is Abhishek, and I am currently the TA for this particular course. In terms of my education, I am an architect and industrial designer from the School of Planning and Architecture in New Delhi. It is a CFTI, which is centrally funded institution. And after completing my undergraduate and postgraduate course in design, I eventually joined in Infosys as a user interface designer, and I worked there for around 2.5, 3 years, and then I started another design company called Think Design. And after that, I started my own company. I was a entrepreneur as well. So I had a startup for around 2 to 3 years, wherein I was offering design consultancy services. And while I was doing the consultancy services, I was also engaged with academic institutions in terms of taking and conducting workshops, taking sessions. And slowly I ventured into teaching, wherein I started teaching at my own department in SP Delhi. This was followed by the World University of Design in Sonipat, Haryana, and the UP Institute of Design in Noida, Uttar Pradesh. So while I was teaching at the UP Institute of Design, which is an AKTU government institute, I realized that probably I need to take some break and I need to do a little more research, right? So that's where I started my doctoral journey, and I joined IIT Roorkee at the Department of Design, wherein I am currently in my 3.5 years. So that is a brief about myself. And anybody in the GMeet who want to tell a little about yourself, I think it will be very, very great. Uh, so we have got around 20 learners. Anyone who would like to introduce themselves, talk about, can raise your hand, and I can just invite you to speak. Or if you have any concerns, you may avoid it as well. Uh, okay, so we have got Guru, we have got Darshil, Devashri, Digdarshan, and Dr. Prashant. Dr. Prashant, if you are there, would you like to please introduce yourself? Then we have Kadam, Patil, Thorat, Jadhav.
Yeah, hi, I'm Dr. Prashant.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I am Dr. Prashant. Currently, I'm working as a associate professor at Sir MIT Bangalore.
Sir, in which college you are in?
Sir M. Institute of Technology, Bangalore.
Okay, actually, your voice is
Sir
little bit
MV, it's the Sir MVIT Bangalore.
MUIT Bangalore. Okay, okay. And sir, what is the
Yeah,
motivation for
I'm
you to join this course? I would like to know.
I usually attend the programs upskill my knowledge. Okay, I'm into R&D. Recently, I received around 90 lakhs from AICT Delhi for AICT Idea Lab, and I'm also working on a few projects,
All right.
a few R&D projects. And before joining into teaching, totally I have 18-year experience, 2 years in IT industry. Then I switched to teaching and research in 2008. From 2008 to till date, I am associated with Sir MVIT. And now I am working on to establish a startup at our college.
Okay. Mhm.
It is under process. That's it from my end.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the kind introduction. If we
Thank you.
have anyone else who would like to please introduce yourself, we have Isha Menon and Grishma, Nitish. Nitish, your mic is unmute. Would you like to speak anything? Nitish Talpada. Then we have Prithvi, Ronak, Sagnik, Saurav, Tanuja. Anyone who would like to please talk a little about yourself? Okay, so why I am insisting upon this is that since I've taken this course for approximately 3 to 4 semesters, and I've realized that the course has been taken up by a very diverse audience. So, right from students who are in class 11th, 12th, to those who are currently pursuing their undergraduate and postgraduate courses, to industry professionals, as well as the faculty members who are trying to set up incubation centers, or they are just curious to know about this process because there are a lot of students who are opting and inquiring their faculty members about, sir, how do we proceed? We have an idea. How do we take it ahead? Right. So for all these reasons, we have got very interesting diversity of the audience. So it is not limited to the students. It includes the faculty members. It includes industry professionals, IT professionals, and even in few cases, I found out that people who had been retired from their service in their 70s and 80s, they also have taken up this course. So it's really very interesting to see the passion coming from across the ages for this particular course. What I also am aware of is that for a lot of students, there is a course credit requirement, and that is where many of them join in to understand and utilize the learnings from this course, and the credits which they receive will be accounted for in their academic curriculum and academic portfolio. So that is also a case wherein a lot of students join in this particular course. Okay, so I don't think anybody would want to introduce themselves. So what we'll do is we'll proceed with our session. And like I said, every session we'll have a few things which we'll repeat right from week 1 to week 12, which I call as protocol slide deck. The idea is that a learner can join in any one of the courses or in all the courses or probably even in the last session. Okay. So the entire NPTEL platform and this entire offering of problem solving session is very learner centric. We understand that whether you are a student of or a faculty member or a professional, time is always a constraint. You might be engaged with your assignments, you might be engaged with your teaching assignments, or your work assignments, and that is where the flexibility of learning has been come from the NPTEL course. So you can learn at your pace. Uh, you can attempt the assignments as many number of times till the deadline is over. Even if you miss out on these problem solving sessions, you have the flexibility to go through the spreadsheet, and you can see the entire content from the YouTube itself, right? So the entire platform and the entire ecosystem offered by the NPTEL is very, very learner centric, and I suggest that all of you please utilize these capabilities so that you become more informed about what this particular course is, how to utilize this portal, and how to derive the best out of this particular course. Okay, so with that, what we'll do is we'll start the presentation. Like I said, we'll be starting with the um, with our slide deck. I'll share my screen, and if any one of you can just please convey to me by muting that the screen is visible or not, that shall be very, very helpful for me. Okay, so if my screen is visible and I'm audible, all right. Okay, great. I think everybody is able to see. Great. So once again, I welcome you all to the week 2 of this particular course, which is Understanding Incubation and Entrepreneurship. Like I said, the course has been curated by Professor B.K. Chakravarti sir, and I am Abhishek, and I'll be there with you for all the 12 weeks with this particular problem solving sessions. All right. So we start with the general agenda. Like I said, these are set of protocol slides. There is a possibility that you have attended the previous session and you know a lot of these things. But again, we'll be repeating this. So I assume and I believe that there will be a lot many new learners who would have joined for the very first time. And don't worry, we'll be repeating it throughout our leg of 12 sessions, right? Those of you who have already gone through it, I suggest that you can sit and relax, and you can again pump up when we have these set of 10 questions. All right. Mm. Okay, so before we begin, and we have got a question from one of the learners, and the question says, which type of questions can be asked in the physical examination, and what will be the marking skills? Okay. So to answer you, in the last 3 editions of this particular course and the examination, the typology of the questions are very much same as what you see in the week wise assignment, wherein you have got 4 choices, and either it will be a single correct answer or multiple correct answers. So to answer to one part of your question, up till now, it has been the format. Obviously, the questions are set by the instructor, so maybe for the upcoming exam, they might want to change it, but up till 4 editions of the past for this particular course, it has been the same format in which you get your week wise assignments, right? In terms of marking criteria, see, the internal assignments are marked in a little different way, and the externals are marked in a little different way. So, since these examinations, when this happen in the physical format, you go to a center and you will be allocated a computer system, and in that computer system, when you sit, all the details regarding marking criteria, whether there will be negative marking or not for correct answers, how much you'll get, all those things are very much readable and present. Only after reading it and pressing next, only then you proceed. Okay, so don't worry about the marking scheme there. The internal marking scheme I will obviously discuss in this particular slide deck. Okay, so I hope that answers to your question. All right, now let's get back to the presentation. So these sessions are there to help you in the current run of course. Yes, we will be meeting every week for the next 12 weeks, and we'll be discussing this particular week-wise content. If you see the point 2, it says solve specific uh, assignments, week-specific assignments. What do you mean by week-specific assignments? So every week you are getting some quizzes, right? And this will continue till week 12. So what we'll do is we'll leverage the same content of week 1 And out of that content, we'll try to develop set of 10 new questions. All right. तो हम क्या करेंगे, हम नए सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस को बनाएंगे. दिस विल बी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द लाइव असाइनमेंट, बिकॉज जो लाइव असाइनमेंट क्वेश्चंस हैं दे आर देयर, दीज आर मेंट फॉर इवैल्यूएशन, and on the basis of it, you meet these criteria of certification, right? So these are few set of questions. I believe that this will also help you in gaining more information and knowledge about the course. So in and all, like we have 12 weeks, so 10 questions are there in assignments. You get 120 questions from the portal, and then every week I also provide you and ask you 10 questions. So you've got 120 questions from the problem solving session. Okay, so in all, you have got a question bank of 240 questions, which is quite a decent question bank. And if you are referred to these questions also before your examination, you will be in a much better position to uh, respond to the questions. Is there a written and MCQ both? Okay, so there is a question by Isha Menon. Hi Isha, thanks for your question. So, like I have rightly said that in the past four editions of this particular course, it has been on a computer based format, right? We don't have to write anything. It is just the computer screen which is provided along with a keyboard and a mouse. What you need to do is you need to select the correct answers by click, and then you have to submit. Okay, you don't need to write anything either physically or digitally. Up till now, that has been the format. But like I said, every semester, the instructor sets the paper, and if they want, they might include a written type of question. Okay, so I cannot say that it will not come in the final examination, but what I can tell you is up till now, the practice has been that only MCQ type questions are offered. Okay, up till now, only option based questions have been coming in the examination. All right. What we'll also do is we'll respond to the queries and questions. So, like I can see a lot of people are asking questions on the Gmeet messages. There are other channels by which you can ask questions, which I'll be discussing. We'll do a content recap. Now, why content recap is required? Okay, so based on my experience, I realized that a lot of students are not going through the content, the week wise content, they are not viewing it, and then they are coming for the problem solving sessions. Okay, and I realized this in many of my sessions. So what I introduced was a visual summary. Okay, so content recap is basically a visual summary which includes a lot many screenshots, snapshots from the content. It is the same thing which has been offered, but through a image format, and we pick and choose the critical ones. We try to pick and choose the critical ones. We create snapshot summary and we preview it basically. Okay, so even if you have not gone through the week wise lecture, the content which has been offered, at least you get a visual summary, and from that summary also you can very well attempt the new set of 10 questions. Okay, so like I said, it is not a mandate for us to do a content recap, but I think it is always good to revise certain things, to brush up certain things, and obviously those people who are unable to go through the visual content, video content, I think for them it is a very good medium to have a quick recap of what has been discussed. All right. So during the live sessions, there are certain ethics and decorum which we request all to respect and follow. So kindly keep your mic on mute to avoid unnecessary noise disturbances. This is also essential because we are also recording the session and it will be uploaded on YouTube. Okay, so it is very critical that please follow these ethics. You may unmute to speak, and if you have any questions or while responding, so that is always there. You can raise your hand or you can unmute yourself, or when we are discussing the set of questions, then also you can speak up or you can write your choice of answers in the chat box. That is also fine. Okay. For the questions, kindly post in the discussion forum. Okay. Now, what is discussion forum? If you see your login portal here, what you see is a ask a question head. Okay. It leads to a Google discussion forum, Google groups, and from there you can post questions. And the best part of that is it has all the major stakeholders who are available. It includes NPTEL team members, includes me as your TA, and it includes all the enrolled learners. Okay. So even if you post a question, all three of us will be notified. And if I'm trying to respond to the question, then again I can reply all, and then again I can loop in all the three different stakeholders. So even if there's a question in one learner's mind, it might be a question in anyone else as well. So at the same time, we are able to remedy the doubts from all the different participants. Okay. Just to tell you about certain aspects of your NPTEL portal, once you log in, what you see here is the click to register button. On the click of this button, you will be required to fill in certain information so that you can enroll for the examination. Okay. What you see here is a left widget, and from here you can go through the week-wise content. These are some of the major tabs. You can click and explore what all things are visible. Some of the tabs are not effective as of now. Okay. Now, all these sessions which we are doing in terms of problem solving sessions are being captured. Like I said, these are being documented, video documented. So the entire session is recorded and uploaded on YouTube. And in fact, this presentation which we are having, it is converted to a PDF and it is uploaded to a Google Drive link. Okay. And you don't have to worry about these many characters in this particular link, because I believe most of you have explored that a new tab has come, which is called the problem solving tab. Within that, if you click here, it will lead you to a spreadsheet, and in that spreadsheet, you will be getting the week wise details. So for week one, week two, you'll be having YouTube links, and there will be a common folder wherein we'll be having the presentations week wise. So it will be converted into a PDF, and then that also can be utilized while you are preparing for your final examination. All right. Now comes the course preview. I hope everybody is clear. The course name is Understanding Incubation and Entrepreneurship. The instructor is Professor V.K. Chakravarti, sir. A little bit about sir is that he's from the IDC School of Design, which is there in IIT Bombay. He also headed the DIC, which is the Design Innovation Center. And currently, he is setting up the School of Design at the Mahindra University, which is in Hyderabad. Okay. And Sir also has few other courses. I think it is Incubation by Design and Technology Design and Innovation, things like that. So there are other NPTEL courses. So if you are finding this NPTEL course interesting, you can also explore the other NPTEL courses by Professor Chakraborty. Okay. Now the entire course week run is 12 weeks, and here we are today at the week two. The week one, week two assignment deadlines are 6th of August. Okay. And the final examination date is 26th of October. It will happen either pre-lunch or post-lunch. All these details will be given in your hall ticket, which will be given to you 1 week prior to exam. Okay, so need not worry about the hall ticket where your center is. Obviously, the center will be most probably in one of the choices which you are filling in terms of exam centers. All right. Like I said, the left widget here you get all the content, the week one, week two, week three, week four. I presume that now for everyone, week three content till week three content, everything is visible. Okay. All right. So there is another question by Mr. Nitish. Will Professor Chakravarti join us? So Professor Chakravarti, like I said, has been a part of the Mahindra School of Design, and he's currently setting it up there, and he's got a lot of duties out there. So up till now, in my four editions of problem solving sessions, Sir has not joined us, unfortunately. But if you have anything you would want to clarify with, or you have any doubts, you can please post in discussion forum or Gmeet. And if you feel that something needs to be responded, we can obviously request Sir to elaborate upon that. All right. Going further, there is this progress tab. Now, progress tab is now refined further, and it shows the unit-wise progress. I mean, how much content you have consumed, how much content you have gone through. Okay. So the blue part basically tells that, okay, this much part you have already seen. The remaining part is basically you have unattended or unclicked or unread. All right. And then comes the assignment progress in terms of the scores. Okay. Once a deadline of week-wise assignment is over, then the scores are visible. So I believe even if you have submitted the assignment, the scores would not be visible because the deadline has not been over. Okay. Another thing which is very important is that you can submit it a number of times. What you can submit a number of times? The assignments. So if the deadline is 6th of August, so one day prior you can submit it multiple times. Okay. So if you think that one question might be have been attempted wrong, you can again go through the content and you can resubmit it. Right. Next comes your examination certificate. So the course is free to learn and enroll. But if you need a certificate, like I said, many of the students have a course credit requirement in their respective institute or college. So in that case, you will have to register by filling a examination fee. Okay, so the examination fee is 1,000 rupees per exam, and if you paid before the deadline of 11th, you'll pay this amount. But if you exceed that until 15th August, you can submit, but then some amount of late fee will be applicable. All right, you have to take care of that as well if you are delaying it. Now, there is also a fee favor condition which is offered to the students who belong to the reserved categories and PWD categories. So, on the submission of your respective certificates, you can avail the 50% fee waiver. All right, in your examination fee. Okay. Criteria to get a certificate, I would suggest you to please read this slide. This again is very critical, and I always request all the learners to please go through it because it pertains to the certification criteria. All right, just take a minute to read. Let's begin. Now, all of you know that there are 12 weeks, which means that there are 12 assignments. However, what NPTEL does is that it considers only the best eight. Okay. Again, it's a very, like I said, it's a very learner centric platform. So we take the best eight scores and we give a weightage of 25% from the 12 assignments which you are getting. The external, which happens at a physical examination center, I mean, you have to go to a center and then you have to appear for the examination. It has given a larger weightage of 75% so that your overall score is 100%, right? But here comes the critical part, which means you should be able to score more than 10 out of 25, more than 30 out of 75 in order to get more than 40 out of 100. Okay, so let's take a few scenarios and you'll understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, for example, you scored very well here, you scored 20 out of 25, but here you scored 25 out of 75. Your overall score is 45 out of 100. Okay, now you're meeting this criteria. You are meeting this criteria, but you are not meeting this criteria. Okay. So if this happens, you will not get the certificate. No certificate. Okay. Another condition is you score 5 out of 25, but you scored 50 out of 75. Your overall score is 55 out of 100. You're meeting this criteria, you're meeting this criteria, but you're not meeting this criteria, which again means no certificate. Okay. So, what I'm trying to highlight here is that your internals and your externals both are very, very critical. Okay. Please do not take them lightly. Although they say that, they will be considering the best eight, but I suggest that please read, understand, and then attempt your questions. Although the questions are predominantly on a scale, it's very medium and simple ones, but still do not get into this kind of a position. And for that, you will have to read, go through the content, and submit all the assignments. All right, to be on a safer side of more than 40 months. All right. Here comes the various topics which were covered. So, like if you remember in the week one, the first we introduced the term entrepreneurship and the evidence-based entrepreneurship as per the GTC. Then there were certain discussions about why startups fail, what are the mistakes by the startups, what are the three questions for startups, and followed by a case study of journey by Mr. Dinoj. Very interesting. Okay. And then we come to week two. Now, week two is about trying to understand various journeys from three different scholars who are a part of the GTC program, and they share their journey, their challenges, their low points, pivot points, and their moments of truth. So, in and all, I think it's a very important uh, content which has been offered, wherein we try to learn from others' journey. We like try to learn from their mistakes, so that when we are going through the same situation or the same circumstance, we try to address it in a much informed way, right? Uh, what you see here as an ALM is the additional learning material. So if you get time, you are very, very interested, it is offered as an complementary material. It has a case study on Polaroid Corporation. Please, if you have time, you can go through it. All right. So one of the learners asked about the typology of questions. So primarily, it is these two questions which are asked in your examinations as well. The way of asking questions differ, and that I try to convey through our set of 10 questions. So the first typology is where you have single correct answer, and the second typology is where you have multiple correct answers. All right. So, which paratha you want? I can just select any one of them. Either I can select gobi, either I can select aloo, either I can select paneer. So I can just select only one of them. And the second is wherein I can select multiple, right? So either I can have tomato in my burger, cucumber in my burger, or if I want, I can add all four of them. Okay. But when you are making such choices, especially in the multiple choice questions, you also need to be aware of the underlying marking criteria. Okay, which I'll be telling you as well. Okay. So here comes the marking of multiple choice questions. So again, I would request all you to please read it for a minute or so, and then with an example, I would like to explain this particular thing. Okay, just read it, and we'll take a question and understand. So the question is, which among the following are or were badminton players? Okay. You've got options as P. Kashyap, S. Nehwal, Jwala Gatta, and Washington Sundar. You've got four options, and I would like you to please respond to the correct answers, please. You can please type in the chat box which among the following are or were Indian badminton players. Okay, let's try to make it more precise. So you are requested to please type in your responses. It's a multiple choice question, so there will be multiple correct answers. All right. Let me give you this bracket as well. Okay, I would like to request and invite the others as well. Please join in. Okay, so let's try to understand. See, I mean, okay, so a lot of people have said A and B. So correct. P. Kashyap is the correct answer. Saina Nehwal is also correct. Yes. Uh, as per my knowledge, I think Jola Gatta was also one of the prominent players. She is not a player right now, but I think she was a player. So the correct answer, assuming A, B, C are correct. Let's try to understand the scenario. And obviously, the last one is Washington Sundar, who is a cricket player. Okay, obviously he's out of choice. Okay, let's take the first thing. So, assuming that A, B, C are correct, if you select A, B, C, and you submit, you'll get full marks. Okay, considering A, B, C are the correct responses. Okay, option two is if one incorrect answer has been chosen, then no marks. So, for example, if you select A, B, C, and D, if you select A, B, and D, now remember, you are also selecting D, which is an incorrect response. Okay. Although you are selecting A and B, which is correct, but then no marks. And the third scenario is only correct answers as well. Say, for example, you select A and B and submit, or you selected A and submitted, you selected B and submitted, etc. In these scenarios, you might get marks in decimals. Okay. And this is because of this underlying principle that partial marking to the proportional to the number of correct answers chosen are awarded. Okay, so although you have not selected all correct answers, but you have chosen few correct answers, and that is where you'll get partial marking in decimals. Okay, so if you have any doubts around this particular marking criteria, you may please let me know right now, or we'll be proceeding further then. Okay. All right. Again, very interesting slide. So big congratulations to our learners. Obviously, there were huge amount of learners, but these were the learners who were there for the maximum number of time. They were very much involved and were present for around 2 complete hours of our duration. So my big congratulations to you, and I would be further happy if you are more involved in these sessions. So that is a request which I would like to make to all our learners. So please participate, and at the same time, please be there for the entire duration. All right. Now we'll start with the content recap. Now, again, we'll be doing it in a very quick flow mode so that we take a 5 minutes break before we start a set of 10 questions. All right. So the week two content started with the story of Mustafa, who basically came up and set up the entire ID company. They told about the kind of hardships he was facing in his education and how he was helped to pursue his education in NIT and then further MBA. And then he, along with his cousins, took up this initiative of setting up an IT company which served ready to cook idli dosa batter. Okay. So these are some of the key statements offered by the instructors. You don't have to be titled as an entrepreneur. You need to have an entrepreneurial mindset. It is about how you convert rejection into an opportunity. So Amit is also one of the panelists who talks about his journey of entrepreneurship, and he says that having an entrepreneurial mindset is about how we convert rejection into opportunities, or how we transform the constraints into a opportunity. All right. And these are the people who were there. These were the three panelists, Anurag, Amit, and Mayuri, all three from different domains. And interestingly, Mr. Anurag was in his third leg of entrepreneurship, and the other two were currently working. And all the common aspect was the GTC. For all of them, GTC was the connecting link. All right. Now here comes the different initiatives which Anurag had taken up. He's an IIT Bombay alumnus, and you can see the various products he offered as a part of his entrepreneurial journey. Mm, okay. Here's a statement: talk to the customers, even to strangers. Do not talk to friends and family about your product. So it's very, very critical. Talking to customers and potential customers is very, very critical in our journey of entrepreneurship. So what GDC does is that for all its program incubatees, they ask them to reach out to at least 100 customers. Okay. So which highlights the importance given to the customers. Do not talk about the product or idea. Listen to what customers have to say. And these are the two programs of offered by GTC, I Incubate and I Ignite. As you can see, the duration varies from 8 weeks to 12 months. It depends on what stage the startup is and what they are lacking and what kind of support they need. Okay. Then comes the other important aspects about customer discovery. Getting it an attitude for internship, entrepreneurship, converting rejection into an opportunity. Okay, I think all of this content you'll be able to see and understand through the content. This we have already gone through it. Yes, and then he asked the question about how GDC played a role in teaching how to let go and what it did to you and your startup. Uh, so I think if you've gone through the content, you'll be able to answer them very, very, interpret them and understand them very clearly. One of the most important aspect was um, finding one thing you can integrate in your product so that the customers is willing to pay even a single rupee. Okay, this was very, very interesting because Mr. Amit said that it's very hard to take one single rupee from a customer. So if you're getting that, it means that they might have found value in what you're offering. Yes. Then comes the part of customer discovery. What is it that you would like to tell the aspiring entrepreneurs that money aspect and the glamour is too overrated? कितने का funding मिल गया, why incubator से ये मिल गया. So there is a lot of glamour and things around it. Money is not the cost. Startups, right? Is the product market fit. Okay. It can create an illusion that you can multiply effort by scaling teams, which can be detrimental. So even if you are getting money, you have to be very watchful in terms of how you utilize the money. And then he suggested learn to say no and learn to hear no as well. Funding never justifies the success of a startup. It's very, very critical. Funding never justifies the success of a startup. Okay, again, these are few other inputs. All right, now we are covered. Okay, so what we'll do is let's take a 5 minute break, and after that, we'll start with a set of 10 questions. Like I've always said, prolonged cities is not good for health. So even if you don't need a bio break or you don't want to drink water, just try to stretch it up. Okay, and let's stretch for a while, and then at 5 minutes, we'll start off with the set of 10 questions. Okay. So I'll keep sharing my screen, but I'll just mute, turn off the camera. Again, 5 minute break, and then we'll start set up 10 questions. Thank you. So, once again, welcome back. I hope people have joined in back. And let me share my screen once again. All right. So here we are. We are starting the set of 10 questions. Like I said, I'll read out the question and the options. And what you need to do is you need to utilize your Gmail chat to tell me what you think are the correct answers. And what you can do is you can simply type A, B, C, or D and respond to whatever the correct answer is. All right. Before I read the question, let me just quickly give them A, C. All right. So the question is, what is a batter blast as mentioned by Professor B.K. Chakravarti in Mustafa P. success story in module 2? Also, one question to the audience. Can you hear my voice as well? Apart from my screen, is my voice also audible? Anyone, if you can please reply. Okay, great, great. Thanks. Okay, so the question is, what is a battoplast? As mentioned by Professor B.K. Chakravarti sir in the Mustafa success story in module 2, it is a philosophy on which Mustafa's business model is based. Okay, it is a metaphor used to describe the booming business of idli batter industry. It is an explosion like phenomenon which occur due to the expansion of the idli batter when it over ferments in a sealed bag, and it is a term which got famous to describe a surprise party event organized by Mustafa's cousins to celebrate their success of startup. Okay. So we have got four options like you are able to see. It's a single correct answer. So of the four choices, only one of them correct answer. We have got two votes for option C. And let's wait for others to reply. We are trying to infer what batter blast is. And as per the Mustafa story of the idli batter. Okay, and that has been the context. It is the Mustafa story of idli batter, and in that context, you need to tell what batter blast is. So I would request others also to please respond. We've got two responses, Sayoni and Darshi, and I believe others would have also read this particular thing. Even if you have not gone through the content, you would have seen the content recap, because in that also we had a slide talking about this particular aspect. All right. Is it a philosophy on which the business model is based? Is it a metaphor that has been used to reflect the booming business of the idli batter industry? Or it is actually an explosion which occurs due to the expansion of the idli batter? And lastly, it is a term which got famous to describe a surprise party event. Okay. Others, please vote. You've got a minute to respond to this question, and then we'll figure out what the correct answer is. So we've got four more votes. Almost six people are saying option C. Let's have a look at it. Yes. So bladder blast is a phenomena which basically relates to the explosion-like phenomena, which primarily occurs because of the expansion of the idli batter when it over ferments in a sealed bag. Okay. You would have seen, we normally use a vessel or utensil, and slowly as it ferments, it is kept overnight, and you see in the morning it is like this much, it has fermented to this much height, right? Now, if the same has to happen in a sealed bag, the bag will lead to a blast. Okay, because of the expansion and sealed bag, the gases will not have any space to escape from, and that is where they will experience a blast. So, what the others have pointed out very clearly, it is a explosion-like phenomena. It's like a blast which happens in a sealed bag. Okay, due to the expansion of idli batter when it over ferments. Right? So in the practical scenario, you have seen we use a vessel, we keep it, and then overnight you see it gets the height increases and gets over ferments. But when it is in a sealed bag, then there is no option to expand, and which leads to the explosion of it. All right. Let's go to our second question. Again, before I speak, let me just write the options. As discussed in module 2, Mustafa created the software to handle which of the following functions for his idli batter business? Okay. Mustafa created the software to handle which of the following. So Mustafa created a complete software. Remember, he was from a IT background and he created a software. What was that software about? I mean, how did it help it? The options are option A, the software helped Mustafa to find the right investors for his business. The software helped Mustafa to organize his supply chain. So the first one is identification of right investors, organize the supply chain, identify and supply the right quantity to the local stores, no refrigeration facility, and to predict the financial outcome of his business transactions. Okay, so you've got four options. As you can see, it's a multiple correct answer question. Which basically means that there are more than one correct answers. Okay. So people have started responding. Very nice. People are saying C, B, and C. Okay. B and C, B and C. So three people have said B and C. Interesting. C is always there. Yes. Okay. Okay. Well done. Come on, others also please join in. It's a multiple correct answer question, so obviously there will be more than one correct responses. All right. We are talking about the function of the software created by Mustafa and how that software helped in all these aspects. Whether it helped in all these or one of these, that you have to tell. Identification of right investors, organization of the supply chain, identification and supply of the right quantity to the right stores, and then for the refrigeration issue, and then predict the financial outcome of the business. Okay, right. So we see seven votes have been received by C and four votes have been received by B. Uh, I think we can see the validation of the question. Okay. So a software to organize the supply chain network as well as selling right quantity to the local orders with no refrigeration and large stores with refrigeration can buy and keep for longer period of time. Okay, so the software was aiding in both the aspects. So if there are local stores who do not have any refrigeration, so you sell them only the right quantity. What do you mean by the right quantity? You bata sakta hai anyone? What do they mean by right quantity of supply to the local stores? What does it mean here, right quantity? Anyone? Anyone in the meeting? Okay, so let me help you with that. The right quantity means that the local stores do not have sufficient refrigeration things. Okay, source no, correct. So right quantity would mean that to supply only that optimum number of batters which can be sold in the same day. Okay, since they have no refrigeration facility, which means that they cannot keep it for longer period of time. Say for example, 2 days or 3 days. So you just sell them only that quantity, only that packets which can be sold in the same day. That is where the software was helping them in organizing the overall supply chain. Okay, so like most of you have said, first thing is about organizing the supply chain, which is option B, and identification and supply the right quantity to the local store. So very well done. All those who had opted option B and C, good job. You have gone through the content and you have been able to correctly identify the correct responses. Well done. Well done. Good. Okay. Let's come to the question number three. According to Mr. Anand, startup is never a one man's team. Okay, Mr. Anand is from GTC, Gopal Krishna Deshpande Center. Okay, startup is never a one man's team. Having same dash is critical for binding the team together. Okay, now if you see, it's like a fill in the blank question, but it is also utilizing the aspect of multiple choice. Options are A, love of product, background, personality, and passion. So you've started getting quotes. Okay. So yes, Sayoni, you were rightly true about the previous question. It was about supplying the limited supplies so that amount can be directly consumed in the same day, and there's no issue of keeping it further because of the lack of refrigeration facility. So well done. Yes, you correctly responded to the right quantity, the meaning of the right quantity. Okay. Here the question is about understanding what is critical for binding the team together in a startup. And we have started getting votes. We've got 5 votes for passion, 1 vote for background. I would request others to please join in and tell your opinion. What could be the right answer? Startup is never a one man's team. Having same dash is critical for binding the team together. What do you think can be the blank about? Is it the love of product, background, personality, or the passion which binds the team together? Okay, let's have a look. So it says startup is never a one man's team. Obviously, you need a team behind it. You need lots and lots of people around you. Having the same passion is critical for binding the team together. So, yes, passion is the correct response. So, all those who have opted for option D, very well done. This is the correct answer. You need to have the same passion. Okay. See, love of product is very critical because you do a lot of pivot. As you can see, the success stories, a lot of pivoting is required, right? So, which means that you cannot be able to love every time the different products. Okay, so that in itself is a quite a different response. Having same background is also not correct because here we are talking about having a multidisciplinary team. You need to have somebody from finance, you need to have somebody from design, from technology, so we need a diverse background. Okay, so this is also not correct. Having same personality again, that doesn't sound very well. So even if you deduce option D would have been the right one, which is having same passion is critical for binding the team together. Okay. So all those who have responded D, well done, good job. Let's come to our question number 4. And this is primarily around what Anurag is saying. So Anurag says, as mentioned by Anurag in module 2, what were his moments of truth to motivate him to pursue an entrepreneurial career? Okay. The options are Anurag's empathy towards user and customers. Anurag's family already had a few entrepreneurs from where he got his guidance. Anurag was not afraid to explore personal business venture options as required skill sets were already known to him. And then Anurag's dream was to become famous since he was child. Okay. So we've got the very first response by Purushottam. He has opted for A, B, and C altogether. As you can see, it's a multiple choice. So there will be multiple correct answers. Then we've got one more response, opting for A and C. Okay, I invite the others also to join in and start responding to this question. We're talking about Anurag's moment of truth. Remember, Anurag is what was it first? Wait a second. Probably the second one who was trying to tackle the food wastage problems, right? And we are trying to understand from his moments of truth of what motivated him to pursue a career out of entrepreneurship. Okay, was it his empathy? Was it the family had a few entrepreneurs जहाँ से को guidance मिली? Now we've got few more votes, A and C. Anurag was not afraid to explore personal business venture options that requires already known to him. And D. So let's calculate the total sum. We have got 4 votes, 1 vote for B, and 4 votes for option C. Let's have a look at the screen validation. Okay. Being empathetic towards users and customers and not afraid of taking the risk of a startup instead of taking up a job. Okay. So the correct answers are option A, which is having empathy towards the users and the customers, and option C, which was about not being afraid to explore personal business ventures. Right? So all those who have said option A and C, very well done. These are the correct responses. I think majority of you guys are just very much clear of the content and you've gone through the content. So well done, all of you. Let's proceed further. Okay. Now comes the question number 5. As mentioned by Amit in module 2, complete the following sentence. Business is not just what you are working on, but what your dash is letting you to work upon. Okay. So the options are hard, financial status, environment, and mentors. You need to tell what could be the right answer. Business is not just what you are working on, but what your dash is letting you to work on. Okay, we have started getting votes. Right. Okay. Interesting. Anyone else who would like to respond? Okay. Okay. So majority we are working on towards the option C, which is environment. So, what your heart is letting you do, what is your financial status, environment is letting you to work upon, and the mentors is letting you to work. Okay. So, majority of you have opted for option C. Okay. 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 Let's do the screen validation. Then, okay. So, business again, it is said by Mr. Amit. Business is not just what you're working on, but what your environment is letting you to work on. Okay. So the correct answer is environment, as most of you have said, brilliantly chosen the correct answer. Once again, the answer is environment. Okay. Then comes your question number six. Again, I'll just quickly. Okay. Amit mentions some of his reasons to pursue entrepreneurial journey in module 2. Select the correct reasons. So Mr. Amit, he had mentioned that he pursued his entrepreneurial journey because of certain reasons. What are the reasons? Then the first reason is Amit evaluated his preferences to not earn a stable income for his family at the moment, avoid getting influenced by the peer pressure. Amit evaluated his skill sets and decided he can always take up the job. And Amit was already determined and had a business plan. Again, once again, I would like to invite you all to understand and interpret and let me know the correct responses. Again, it's a multiple choice question. You can see the square box, which means that there are multiple correct answers to it. Keep exploring. By meanwhile, I'll just see if the recording is happening. Okay, and yeah. Okay. Okay. So continue, guys. Please start responding to this question. I'll open up my presentation once again, and it is now available for you to respond to the reasons to pursue startup journey, entrepreneurial journey by Mr. Amit. And there could be various reasons, and you need to tell what are the different reasons. Okay, we've got the first set of votes. Interesting. We've got three votes each for A, B, and C. So all the three votes are for A, B, and C, which is about not having a need to earn a stable income at that very moment when he was at a junction to decide whether to pursue the entrepreneurial journey or not. Avoided getting influenced by peer pressure because all of his friends were also sitting for interviews, job placements, and most of them were getting jobs. And then thirdly, he evaluated his skill sets and he's decided that he can always take a job if the startup does not work out. Okay. And the last one is he was determined and had a business plan to turn his idea into a success. Okay. So apart from this, we've got one more for B and C. So in all, we've got the maximum votes for B and C, and A is also fighting. Okay. So let's have a look. Let's see the correct responses. Okay. So evaluating my preferences, avoiding peer pressure to take up a job, evaluating my skill sets, having a risk taking mindset, and balancing between money, livelihood, and happiness. Okay. So these were the different reasons because of which he started his journey. And as you can see, the correct Responses are A, B, and C, which most of you have correctly opted for. Well done once again. So I presume most of you have gone through the content very diligently. Getting all the three choices correct is very, very difficult. So well done, guys. Let's proceed to our question number 7. According to module 2, what was Mayuri Chopra's motivation to become an entrepreneur? The options are, again, it's a multiple choice question. To create new breeding ground for endangered coral reefs, to conserve and protect the marine life, to build healthier oceans for an overall impact, and to create an affordable packaging material. Okay, so we've got one vote for B and C. Okay. Votes for B and C. So most of you have opted. We've got responses from Saurav, Darshil, Sayoni, Rashida, and Saurav. Yeah. Okay. So most of you are saying B and C. Let me once again read the options. The motivation to become an entrepreneur for Miss Mayuri. It starts with creating a new breeding ground for endangered coral reefs, to conserve and protect the marine life, to build healthier oceans for an overall impact, and to create an affordable packaging material. I think so. Almost five people are saying option B and C. Let's see the correct answer. So the Mayuri is Masters of Biology Science and Marine Biology from the University of Western Australia. The common vision of making healthier oceans for marine life and a better planet united a diverse set of people. The common vision is healthier oceans for a better planet and marine life. So the correct answers are to conserve and protect the marine life, as you have pointed out, option B and option C, to build healthier oceans for an overall impact. Very well done. So for this question, all the learners had responded very correctly. Good job. Very good job. Coming on to the question number 8. According to Anurag, what were the most exciting moments in his entrepreneurial journey as explained by him in module 2? The option A is when the customers wanted to buy Anurag's product in his first venture from the initial stages itself. Option B, when the feedback and positive testimonials of the doctors and other users validated the product. Option C, the point when he realized that he can let go of college placements to pursue his dream of becoming an entrepreneur. And option D, to keep creating new business ventures. Okay, you need to tell what are the exciting moments in the entrepreneurial journey as explained by Mr. Anurag in module 2. So this is a multiple choice question which has multiple correct answers. Okay, so we have started getting votes. All right. We've got two votes for both A and B. Okay. I would request others also to please join in, all the other learners who are there. You need to tell what are the exciting moments of Mr. Anurag in his entrepreneurial journey. Was it getting customers who would want to purchase it from the initial stages of his work? Was it the positive feedback given by doctors on his product? Or was it that he can let go of the college placements, or he can keep creating new business ventures? So we've got five votes for both option A and B. And right, let's do the screen validation then. So here comes the question: what are the most excitement moments of the first few months? And he says product sales and the money as a motivating factor, and feedback and testimonials from the product users. Right. So the correct answers are option when the customers wanted to buy Anurag's product, as you have all correctly pointed out, and when the feedback and positive testimonials validated the product. So very well done. I think again, almost all of you responded correctly. All those who had responded, very well done. You guys are doing very great. You answer the content in very intelligent manner. Great. Coming on to our second last question. What were the challenging moments Mayuri's team had to face during her startup journey, as explained by her in module 2? We are talking about the challenging moments of Mayuri's team. Okay. The options are: Mayuri's team was hitting many dead ends in the product development. The biodegradable packaging market already had major players posing stiff competitions. Research on the initial idea needed more time and money, and the team was not able to find suitable vendors to help them distribute the developed product. It's a multiple choice question, so you need to tell me the correct options. Uh, Great, I mean, that's very quick. Om and Parth, they have very quickly responded to the question as well. So we have got two options for A, B, and C, and option for B and C. So who has opted for, okay, Saurabh, Rashida, and Varsha. All three responded. You need to tell us the challenging moments of Mayuri. Remember the marine biologist, Roha Biotech? So the challenge are they were hitting dead ends in the product development. The packaging, biodegradable marketing had a very stiff competition, and they need more time and money, and they were not able to find suitable vendors. Okay, so to have an outlook, we have got five votes for option A, six votes for option B, six votes for option C. All right, let's do the screen validation for this particular question. Okay, so there are many of the reasons. Okay, hitting continuous dead ends, high competition in the market for similar kind of products. The research on the initial idea needed more time and money. It is when the team decided to start development on backup idea. After doing more research on the backup idea, the team realized the potential it had. It is when the team took the risk and switched their main product. So this is where the pivoting is happening. They pivoted. The challenge of how to decide on the application of versatile product and the disappointment of getting rejected. Okay. So, like most of you have said, the correct options are A, B, as well as the C, wherein they were hitting many dead ends in the product development. This particular packaging market of biodegradable had a very stiff competition than major players, and their initial idea needed more time and money. So, very well done. Most of you have responded correctly. It is option A, B, and C. Well done. Let's come to our very last question of this session. According to Anurag, complete the following sentence. Money is not the cause why startups die, it is the dash fix. The options you have got are goals and objectives, user and market, product and market, and need and want. Learners have become very, very quick in response. They've got replies from Seoni, Darshil, and Lashika, all of them saying option C, which is the product market fit. Purushottam as well. Very well done, guys. We are talking about what are the reasons why startup die. What is it? Which type of fit it is? It is the is it the goal objective, user customer, product market, or need want? Okay. All right. Parth and Parsha both have already responded. Okay, we have two more. So most and majority of them are saying option C, which is the product market fit. Okay, so let's try and do a screen validation here. So money aspect and the glamour of the startup is too overrated. Money is not the cause why startups die. It is the product market fit. All right. So all of you have opted for option C, which is very, very correct. It's the well done. Well done. Very well done. I think this set of learners are very, very proactive. Okay, let me keep this. So I'll stop presenting for a while. So I must appreciate and congratulate the learners we have got in this particular session. I think majority of you were very apt on. You were very quick in terms of responding and rightly responding as well. So very well done, guys. I'm very sure that you'll be able to prepare and get very good marks if you perform in the same manner. See, because we utilize the same content and we also try to keep the difficulty level of the questions very close to what we are trying to have it in your weekly assignments. What I'll do is I'll quickly share the NPTEL platform. If you're there, you would like to join in, you can have a look at it. But if you're already aware about all the action buttons and what all the resources are available, where all it is available, you can leave the meeting. Set of questions are over. If you have any questions, doubts, you can please ask. You can unmute and speak, or you can just write in the chat box. And meanwhile, what I'll do is I'll share my screen. Okay. I just would like to show you. I mean, like I said, in every class we try to repeat the learnings. So again, I would like to share the Swam platform. So this is how your Swam platform is. Uh, yeah, I was having difficulty in logging in for some reason. Let's see if it is being logged in today. Yes, very well. So you'll have to go here to my courses, and then you have to go to the course. So this is your entire screen. Like I said, the left widget is all about week one, week two, week three questions. Till week three, the responses are there. What I was replying to about the problem solving session, if you click on the sessions, it will lead you to a spreadsheet through this link, and you can see the entire content. I'll be updating the information about this very, very soon. So don't worry about it. All this will be updated within a day. Then comes all these announcement. So the progress here, like I said, it is considering of assessment scores for every assignment, and then unit wise progress, and then the grading policy. So I would suggest you to please have a look at this grading policy. Although I keep these information in my slide deck, so it is something which will not be missed. Okay. Q&A was about the discussion forum, and it leads you to the Google Groups page. And yes, we have a few questions. And what we'll do is we'll slowly reply to them eventually. About the skills. See, I would like to tell you all that it's important to articulate the questions, in a very, very detailed manner, because then only we'll be able to reply to you. Okay. So it's important that you elaborate your question in a manner so that we are able to understand and reply to it further. Okay, so I have a question about what is happening in this video. Now it's very difficult, what is the question, So please try to elaborate your questions so that we are able to address you. Sayuni is asking what could be the answer for the last question in week two assignment. Uh, Week two assignment. Sayuni, can you please explain what are you referring to? Are you referring to the week two assignment here? Are you referring to this particular question? Okay. All right. So, Saini, I'm very sorry to say that I cannot tell you the correct answer of these questions because these questions, as I said, are meant to evaluate you, to check your understanding, and that is why we have a different set of questions for which we discuss and give you the response. Okay. Now, the question deadline is till 6th of August. All right. So, you'll have to wait till that time, and then the portal in itself will tell you the correct answer. Okay. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. So, once the deadline is over, the portal will reflect you what are the correct responses, and you'll be able to know the response, correct response. Okay. Me as a TA will not be telling the the answers of the live assignments, but be assured the live assignment questions will be reverted to you, because the moment the deadline is over, you'll be able to see the marking and what are the correct and the incorrect responses. Okay, so don't worry about it. You'll be aware of what are the right questions, what are the right answers. I remember the feature. So I think you'll be able to do it. The way you all have performed in this particular week, I think this is not a difficult question. Just go with your understanding and you'll be able to do it. Don't worry. Okay. All right. Coming back here, there are certain more links, download videos, and study material, which I'll just take a minute to explain and then we can conclude. So here, if you go, you'll be able to see the week-wise content for from week 1 to week 12 at one go. Okay. So in the NPTEL platform, wherein you log in, you see the content in a you see all the contents in one go. Okay, but I would suggest that go with the Swayam portal wherein the content are visible to you week-wise, because then it will be very overwhelming to you. There will be an overload of things. Okay. Uh, if you go here, you'll be able to see the certificate type. Depending upon the score you get, you can get these many certificates. And once you are there, you may also find yourself in the toppers list. So this is again for motivation perspective. Down the line, if you perform very well, you might be a part of this list. All right. So there are many bright aspects as well to it. Okay, so I think this is done from there. Coming back here, I'll stop presenting my screen. So there is again a question by Saurav. Is the week assignment life assignment same thing? No. So sort of to answer your question, your the answer is yes and no. uh, Same thing in terms of the week wise content. So whatever week wise content has been released, according to it, we formulate a set of 10 questions. Okay. So, but these 10 questions are different from the live assignment questions because the live assignment questions are there for your understanding to assess and evaluate your performance of what you have understood from the content. Okay. So, the live assignment questions are different from the questions. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I'm saying the other way around. Okay. So the week-wise assignment which you get in the NPTEL portal, the SWAYAM portal, are the ones which are evaluated. Okay. So we do not discuss that because they are meant for your understanding, your scoring, and overall certification. Okay. We discuss the live assignment questions which are different from the questions which are already there in your SWAM portal. Okay. These live questions which we discuss in the problem solving sessions, we also tell the answers also. Okay. So that is the difference. So these two sets of questions are different. One, you don't get an answer directly, but in live assignments, we discuss the answers. In the live questions, the answers are released once the deadline is over. Okay, I think I've made it very clear. Uh, Let me know if you have any further doubts. Any other person having any doubt? Anything with respect to the question, answer, clarification, NPTEL portal? Okay, that's great. So once again, thank you all for being there, for being such a nice audience and replying to all the questions, voting it from your end, making the sessions more engaging and lively. So with that, I think we can conclude the session for today. If you have any comments, you can do write me in, and you can use the discussion for a formality. Thanks a lot. Have a nice weekend. We'll meet next week. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Saurav, Rashika. Thank you. Thank you, Sayoni. Thank you. So, we'll quickly, what we'll do is we'll save the PDF because then we'll have to upload it. We check the PDF has been created, and if yes, then we'll upload it in the Drive location.